Good afternoon. I thought I would just hop on here for a moment because I realized that there's something that's going on. 2020 has been one of those years that put it this way, 2020 has been a year we will not forget, right? So I have I've been encountering quite a few people, whether it's the clients that I speak to or whether it's just people in passing that have been dealing with a lot of issues like insomnia, like constipation, like mood swings, like fatigue, so many things that we've been dealing with. And if you're not really in tune with your body, you may think, well, it's just because it's 2020 and everything's just going awry in 2020, right? Well, that may or may not be the case. But one thing that I do want to share with you is that it may be that you are deficient in something so simple to get, which is called magnesium. Now, magnesium, that word's been thrown here and there, but we really don't know, a lot of you really don't know what magnesium does for the body. So, for example, magnesium, well, first, before I tell you what magnesium does for the body, I probably should tell you what it is, right? So it's an essential mineral that our bodies need. Our bodies are electrical beings, right? We are magnetic, we are electric, we're electrifying. We are, and magnesium is one of those minerals that assists us in being able to have our heartbeat. Our heartbeat is definitely electrical. So if you are deficient in magnesium, you may have some heart issues. But it's responsible for regulating your blood pressure. Okay? It's also responsible for our bones. When we get older, we have this thing called osteoporosis where, it's a calcium deficiency and our bones become brittle. But magnesium is that mineral that assists calcium in doing what it's supposed to do for our bodies, right? For our bones. Also, in kids, growth and development, magnesium is key for their growth and development. And a lot of the foods that we eat now, they don't have it because you would get it from the soil. And a lot of the soil is deficient in so many minerals and nutrients. We eat foods now where either they've taken it out of the food and then they've put synthetic versions of it back in the food. And your body is not stupid. Your body knows what's real and what's not real. Just plain and simple. So if we're feeding it all this junk, right? We're feeding it, I call it the beige diet. A lot of times we'll call it the standard American diet, but really it's the beige diet, right? So if we're dealing with the beige diet, that means that we have foods like bread and pastas and, burgers. That's our beige diet in all forms of its beigeness. But I will say this. We need to eat foods that are high in these nutrients, not just because, it's the right thing to do, but because we're dealing with a pandemic right now, right? And one of the things that magnesium does is it supports our immune system. So we have so many people who have an immune system that's depressed. We talk about being depressed. Well, our immune system can be depressed as well, right? So with that being the case, we want to make sure, hey, Terry, how you doing? We want to make sure that we are doing what we can possibly do to support every facet of our being. So another thing that magnesium assists with, do you deal with acid reflux? Could be a key a key symptom that you may have that you are magnesium deficient, because magnesium helps to neutralize your stomach acid. We take things that and I don't even know like what the names of all of these new drugs out now are, but anything that is to help calm the acid that is in your esophagus, right? We take these synthetic drugs to do the very thing that God created. Hey, Deidre, how you doing? Hey, girl. We take synthetic things that God has already created. He's created spinach and avocados and other foods that will assist us in not having these issues, right? But we go and we take the synthetic because we don't understand fully all that God made for our bodies to ingest, to assist with all the issues he already knew we were going to have. Another thing is, if you're constipated, and I know so many people don't like to talk about constipation, but I'm going to tell you, your poop tells a lot about you. And if you are not in tune with your body, you will never see the early signs of what your body is telling you. So for example, if you, and forgive those who cannot take this conversation, just mute me and then I'll wave my hands when I'm finished with the conversation. But if you're going to the bathroom and it's not one continuous piece, then you may be constipated. If it's bloop, 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 you may be constipated. Now I'm going to go out on a limb and say you are, okay? So you want to increase your water intake and you want to increase your magnesium. Magnesium helps to prevent constipation because it moves the stool along your intestinal tract. So what does that do? That helps to prevent not only constipation, but colon cancer, diverticulitis, and many of the other issues that we would have with our colon. So, I talked about a little bit about what magnesium does, because trust me, it does a whole lot more than that. I mean, we can get down to the nerves and everything else in our body, but I want to share with you that there are a variety of magnesiums that you could take. Okay, so it comes in so many forms. It comes in a pill, it comes in oil, it comes in liquid, it comes in, what do you call it? Powder. Yes, powder. And I will say that the more dissolvable it is in water, the easier it'll be for your body to absorb it. So if you're taking a pill, it'll be a little harder for your body to absorb it, as opposed to if you're taking a powder that you can dissolve in liquid. And they have so many out, and I'm not talking about like the Miralax and like that type of stuff. No, I'm talking about natural magnesium that comes from food. It's a whole food magnesium, okay, that is ground up into a powder, and you can add that to your food. And there are different types of magnesium. So you can get into, magnesium citrate or magnesium chelate or the many other magnesiums there are, and each one does a different thing. Okay, so like if you're dealing with magnesium chelate, which is CHELATE, if you're dealing with that, then that type of magnesium is going to help boost your magnesium levels. But if you're dealing with a magnesium citrate, which means it's mixed with citric acid, that's the one that's really going to help you if you are constipated, to move things along. But another thing magnesium does is it helps you to relax. So if you're dealing with things like insomnia, right, or you can't stay asleep, magnesium before you go to bed is going to be your friend. Oh, yes, it is. I made the mistake actually of taking magnesium in the morning because I was like, I need to be a little more regular than what I was. And I was like, I'm just going to take this in the morning. Let me tell you, I forgot about that relaxation technique it does. And I had to take a nap. I really just had to take a nap. But I will say it worked. It definitely worked. So, I didn't want to stay on here long. I really just wanted to hop on here and share some things with you. If you are deficient, or you're not sure if you're deficient in magnesium or not, here are some other symptoms you may have. If you are a woman, you may have PMS. Oh, you thought PMS was something that you just had to have? No. It's not something you have to have. If you are deficient in magnesium, PMS might be one of those things that is your symptom, okay? How about mood swings? Now, it's no coincidence that mood swings and PMS are like coupled together, right? No, it's not. So magnesium again might be your issue. Are you dealing with restless leg syndrome? That could be part of your problem. Restless leg syndrome. How about, I don't know. Again, we're talking depressed immune system. We're talking also deficiency in nutrients, right? In nutrients. So anytime you're dealing with vitamin K deficiency, if you're having trouble bleeding, stopping your blood, You know, vitamin K is huge for that, okay? If you are having problems with calcium and potassium, all of these are also issues that you would be dealing with if you're having heart issues or bone issues, because again, calcium and potassium are needed for strong bones. So this is something that you definitely want to be mindful of, okay? So if you're having high blood pressure is an issue that so many of us as Americans are dealing with because we have such a crappy diet, right? We have such a crappy diet. And, you know, I look at some of the pantries, you know, or the medicine cabinets of people that I know, you know, and of course, you know, I'm not going to let you stay where you are. If there's something, if we can get you off of a medication, you know, I'm going to be there trying to help you get off of that medication to choose something that's a little more natural for you. Okay, now I'm not saying that pharmaceuticals in general are horrible, because they are definitely not. Okay, there is a time and a place for everything. But what I am saying is, if you can get off of something synthetic and there is something that's even more comparable that is natural, your body will appreciate that so much more, because it knows how to digest that. It knows how to absorb that and use that. It takes your body less work to have to absorb something that is natural as opposed to absorb something that is synthetic. Because first of all, it has to figure out what the heck it is. And then it's got to figure out how to use it. So I just wanted to hop on and talk to you about that, because this Thursday, we are going to be talking about this and so much more in our workshop. Our workshop starts at 7 p.m. and it is all about self-care. You know, when we think about self-care, we think about, you know, manicures and massages. And honey, let me tell you, self-care is so much more than that, because what good is a manicure, right? If you no longer have fingers because diabetes is just taking it all. What good is a massage? Right now, I'm telling you, massages are great, okay? But what good is a massage when you can't sit up, or you can't lay down, or you can't, you know, be there long enough to handle the massage? These are things to think about. A lot of my clients are between that 35 to 55 age range. That is coming up on menopause, at menopause, and now what do I do all in between? And on Thursday, we are going to be talking about that in the workshop. But of course, you know, my favorite thing to do is cook, right? Like, I love coaching. I love doing seminars. I love speaking. But my favorite thing to do is cook. So we're going to be cooking in the kitchen with me, and we're going to be dealing with anti-inflammatory foods. Now, we love a beige diet. You know, we love our breads, we love our pasta, we love our cereal. But there's a better way. Like, if you're going to eat a beige diet, let's try to incorporate some better options for your beigeness, okay? So one of the great things that we're going to be cooking is flatbread, and it is non-inflammatory. It is energy packed, and it's packed full of great healthy fats and nutrients. Other nutrients, because healthy fat is a nutrient too, okay? So we're going to be dealing with that on Wednesday. Also, I love dessert too, okay? So the types of desserts that I like anything that is, I don't know, like a cheesecake consistency, right? So I love cheesecake, I love pies, like sweet potato pie. I also love pudding. And we're going to be having pudding that, I'm going to tell you a story about this pudding real quick. I had a party, and it wasn't really like a big party. It was just, you know, a couple of friends over. And I made this pudding, and I had a couple of other things on the table too. And I had one friend who was a bodybuilder. Okay, I mean, this girl was buff. She was bodybuilder. So she was in her bodybuilding phase where, and when I say phase, I mean like that was her time to really just start building up, getting ready for her next bodybuilding session. But she's like, I can't have anything that's bad, right? So then I had this other friend, she doesn't eat anything that's good. Like, she just wants whatever is sweet, whatever is salty, like that's what she wants. So I put the pudding out on the table, and my friend who doesn't eat anything that's healthy tore this pudding up. I was like, you like it? She's like, yeah. I was like, well, I have some more. You want some more? She's like, yes, I want some more. I was like, okay. So then my bodybuilding friend was like, well, I can't have that because, you know, I'm training. And I said, it's healthy. You can have that. She was like, for real? And I told her what was in it. And she was like, are you kidding me? And I was like, yes. So then when my other friend heard what was in it, she was like, are you serious? She's like, are you trying to like trick me to be healthy? I was like, what difference does it make? You liked it, right? What difference does it make? So, I mean, it's no bugs or anything like that, and I would never do that. But, you know, it was just healthy ingredients. Why can't we have desserts that are delicious and healthy too? I'm not all for that. Let's be healthy and let it taste like cardboard. No, I love food way too much to do that to myself. That would be pure torture. So, Thursday, we are going to be making this delicious energy-filled pudding that I guarantee you will love, your children will love it, and everybody else around you too. You might even want to make it for Thanksgiving. I'm just saying. All right, so the details, you talking about, okay, so where, you know, what can I do for this workshop on Thursday? Okay, so the workshop on Thursday is at 7 p.m. It is all online because, you know, I do like being online. I'm going to say this too. I like being online because I get to serve more than just the people around me. I love serving the people around me and I love the hugs and all of that, but I love being able to serve people that are in different states, in different countries. So we're doing this online, okay? You can go to sakinah.com/workshop. That's Sakina, SAKINAH. Don't forget the H. Bunch, like the Brady Bunch, BUNCH.com/workshop. And you can learn more about this workshop and you can register for it. Not only will we be cooking, but we're going to learn 5-minute toning exercises and reducing all that belly fat exercises that you can do. I mean, everybody's got 5 minutes. Whether you in the shower, you can do it in the shower, you can do it right before you go to bed, you can do, you know, right when you get up. 5-minute exercises that won't bore you and that will help you tone, because Lord knows we have gained what they call it, the COVID-19. Okay, some of us have it a little more spread out than others, but we've all gained something. Okay, so those 5-minute toning exercises will definitely help you. And we're going to be talking about self-care and what that looks like at various stages, especially premenopausal and menopausal. Okay, and what that looks like and how you can go about caring for yourself at any stage. Okay, and then after all that, we are going to have a Q&A. And honestly, you know, I love the cooking. Well, you know, I don't love exercising, but 5 minutes, I can do 5 minutes. Don't you laugh at me, Heather. I see you. You said add your hurricane. Yes, poor thing. Heather is down in Louisiana in the Delta, and I'm so sorry. We're praying for you, Heather. But yes, so we are going to have all of this on Thursday. That Q&A, you get to ask us any questions you want to ask us, whether it be about menopause, whether it be about, you know, your brain fog, the fatigue, whatever it is, whatever it's about self-care, you get to ask your questions, okay, in that beautiful private setting of however many people will be registered. And we will answer your questions right there on the spot. So I really hope that all of you can make it to the workshop on Thursday. It is, again, sakinahbunch.com/workshop to register and to find out more information about it. So I look forward to seeing you all there. Have a great Sunday. Bye-bye.